What's up, guys? We are TechBus. My
Yes,
name's Alan Bowman.
temporarily so anyway.
Yes.
We're not gonna ride this bus forever.
Aw.
Nah.
We need a more original, better name.
If you have any ideas, please leave it in the comment section down below.
Yeah.
We reserve the rights to tell you that your suggestion sucks, however.
Especially if you're careless.
Especially if you're girl. Good one, man. Good one.
All right.
Anyway. Shall we jump right into the topics, or do we want to talk a little, kind of just shoot the shit a little bit first?
I'm down for whatever.
Damn it, Ryan, you're supposed to be the guiding voice here.
What?
Daddy.
All right. So, like, what shit do you want to shoot?
Man.
Like,
So
what is
maybe
it?
we should just talk about the stuff that, well, I don't know what to call it. The fad that Ryan has started.
Well, if we're talking about the thing that's in the doc or the notes, then we already do have a topic that kind of goes with that, admittingly.
Yeah,
What are we
but
talking about?
maybe we should talk about us before jumping into, the news.
Sure,
The
sure.
nudes? Jumping
Sure.
into. I like jumping into nudes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, sir.
I
That's
mean, why not?
inappropriate.
Nah.
Oh, piss.
But anyway, so since Ryan started this, I guess we'll let him talk about it.
What are we talking about?
Well, I mean, didn't Noah technically start it?
Yeah, actually, yeah, he did.
Are we talking about the MacBook?
Damn
thing?
it. Okay, so I've been looking into getting a Retina MacBook Pro for a little while now, and ended up finding a pretty good deal on a mid 2015 brand new. So yeah, I got it, and then Ryan got it, and
Yeah, I ended up getting a new mid 2015.
And then I ended up with Ryan's old 2013, and he took my 2012 and is going to sell it.
Yep.
Laptop-wise,
It's
I'm
kind-
still the exact same where I was before.
It's kind of
Yeah.
funny because I've always been 4 years behind what's current. I don't know why.
Well, these days in the computer world, being 4 years behind isn't really that big a
I mean,
deal.
Well,
look-
considering that, the last generation MacBook Pro still has well at its core, so
Yeah.
I mean, considering this, the current MacBook keeps up really well with it.
yeah,
But the main reason I kind of wanted to get Ryan's MacBook Pro in this case was
because it's a lot
because
better.
it's better at video editing. As weird as that sounds.
it is. I can confirm the Iris Pro is so much better than
The 650M.
The
Yeah.
650M is not that good for whatever reason. Like Final Cut Pro doesn't want to really use it to its full potential, or it just sucks. I don't know. But the Iris Pro's quick sync encoder seems to be a lot more efficient than the HD 4000 in the mid 2012. So
that just points back to the HD 4000 and NVIDIA's dedicated solution for those MacBook Pros being very underpowered.
yeah, unfortunately, like I remember back in the day when like my 2008 MacBook Pro still played games that even came out after it was released relatively well, whereas the 2012 kind of struggled with even games that were released the same year. It was kind of sad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the whole Iris thing, I mean, I don't know if it's just because that's just how Final Cut is optimized, and they're optimized for people who use the specifically. Don't quote me on this, but maybe it's that's probably why the whole quick sync thing might be why the just
QuickSync is
plain.
great though. Like my
Yeah.
MacBook Pro renders videos so fast.
What I think the reason why the Iris Pro absolutely kicks the shit out of the HD 4000 is the Iris Pro has more. I'm just gonna say the equivalent of CUDA cores. It has more of those than the HD 4000 ever did. Like I think it's like triple the amount of processing cores. I don't know. I don't know what they're actually called, so feel free to correct me on this. But it has more of those and is able to process things a lot faster, which is why it also holds up to the 650M very, very well.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that Final Cut's just really damn optimized for Mac computers.
Well, and newer ones at that. So.
I mean, hell, people have rendered 4K video on a regular Retina MacBook, like one of those Core M things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I'm pretty happy with the performance with the integrated chips. Like I never thought years ago that a integrated chip like this could have such performance.
and then like I remember the days of the 2009 MacBooks where the integrated chip was provided by NVIDIA, and they
Yeah.
actually didn't suck back then either.
Yeah, the 9400Ms. I had a MacBook with one of those.
I did as well.
They were pretty awesome.
Indeed. In fact, it actually still holds up. It was just about as good as the HD 3000 that was in my 2011. So,
The HD 3000 was not that great.
yeah. So,
I think Intel really got their shit together with the graphics as far as the like when the Iris Pro came out.
I think that's what Apple was waiting for too. Like part of me thinks that like Apple just wants to axe any sort of dedicated GPUs.
Well, they've had horrible luck with dedicated GPUs if you think about it.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's
did.
why I think they wanted to do that.
Anyway, do we have any more stuff we really want to talk about?
Well, we can, since we're talking about us, Alan, why not talk about your dank stuff coming tomorrow?
Right. So now, first off, I am not a car guy. If you guys didn't know that from the last episode, these guys that are hosting with me know a lot more about than I do. In fact, they've been helping me a lot. I do appreciate that. But unfortunately, now I got my license this year, or actually technically last year, and since then I've had a car. It was a '06 Ford Taurus, and while that car was decent for what it is, it was a hand-me-down of a hand-me-down. My dad originally owned it, my sister, and then I. Fortunately, we just got back a few days ago from the shop and noted they told us that the frame is completely rotted. So basically, it means I need a new car, and since my dad's truck was in the shop as well, then we pretty much need one like tomorrow. We're gonna go out tomorrow as they're recording this video and pick up one because I do heavily depend on it for college and things like that. So yeah, tomorrow I'm getting a nice car for once.
Heck yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm
boy.
pretty hyped about that.
You know, I just realized we totally skipped over a topic we should have addressed. Just a second. Well, actually, now that we're going to launch into the actual topics, we can go ahead and talk about this. The whole thing that kind of started the MacBook Pro Upgrade Fest is the Best Buy sale on the 2015 MacBook Pro,
Right.
which trying to open it from the notes here on the Retina MacBook Pro, I might add.
Yeah.
But apparently, actually, what's funny is it's been this way. Like,
Has the sale been going on for a while?
I want to say it has because when I was, remember when I like towards the end of summer last year, when everything was wrapping up, as far as like getting my mom selling the house and such.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought, I was gonna be able to buy a MacBook at the time with some of the money, and I was looking at Best Buy and I noticed that their prices were actually about the same. So I think it's been on sale for a while.
Well, I don't think it hasn't because I remember checking
Or maybe
around the time. The
Maybe it went
2016.
off sale and then went back on sale, but because I
Mhm.
remember this being the same.
All I'm happy about is that I was able to take advantage of it, and I'm sure Noah
Same.
feels the same way.
I am noticing though it is for one specific configuration,
Yes, it is.
which is the 15-inch 256 gigabyte SSD, 2.2 gigahertz processor speed with 16 gigs of RAM.
Yep.
You literally cannot select any other configuration
Well, I think that's because this is the only 15-inch
that they're still
2015
selling.
that they're still selling. Yeah, aside from the
Well,
dedicated GPU model.
yeah, the Best Buy is selling the 2.2 gigahertz quote unquote base model, and then the one with the 750M or what is it, the 290X or something?
Whatever AMD solution is, yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever the dedicated 2015 one is. They're just selling those two models. And I think Apple is selling, what are they only selling the
I
base model
think
now? I
they're
can't
only
remember.
selling. Let me check really quick, but I think they're
can't-
only selling the base model.
Yeah, I
Funny thing
don't
is,
remember.
the funny thing I'm seeing here is it says on display at your local store, but not for sale.
Hmm.
Huh.
I guess I have to buy it at a different store if I were to, but that implies I have money.
Uh, yeah, Apple's only sells the base model. Of course, you can build to order, but they only sell the Iris Pro graphics model.
Obligatory check the refurb site if you can, because sometimes they have really good deals.
Indeed.
All right, now that we're done with that, let's go to our next title. From 9 to 5 Toys, take a look at Dell's new Canvas workstation display and Totem Radical controllers. Basically, this is just another Surface Studio sort of, I would say alternative, because this was developed with Microsoft, it appears.
And it's dual
Huh.
display as opposed to a single display.
Yes.
That actually looks pretty cool, but how does it top? How much is it? Only costs $1,800. Wow, that's actually not
Apparently,
bad.
yeah, that's really surprising. And for
That's a lot cheaper than the Surface Studio.
granted, the Surface Studio has a much higher resolution because the 27-inch touchscreen carries 2560 by 1440.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't get that. It's because it says touchscreen, so I don't know if that means.
I'm thinking they're talking about the actual
Bottom
touch
screen.
surface. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So does it come with that other monitor?
It probably doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. So.
I'm gonna bet that it doesn't.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely easier probably for professionals, especially people in the art department or industry, I guess you'd say,
Right.
that needs something like that but can't afford the actual Surface Studio. It still has those dials that you see. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it doesn't come with the dials. You have to wear them separately, but yep.
And it's kind of interesting. This started out as a smart desk concept in 2014. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So-
one of the slightly more interesting things from CES.
Wait, were you going to say something, Chris?
So I don't really have much to say about the Dell Surface
Yeah,
Studio.
I mean, it's
I don't either, to
Neat.
be
It's
It's a
honest.
thing.
a
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And it's one of the slightly more interesting things from CES. So,
CS
we
was
just
just
move on.
a whole lot of nothing.
yeah.
It usually is.
Yeah.
All right. So 10 years ago, Apple announced two products: the
Two
MacBook
very
Pro.
influential products to begin with.
Yes, the MacBook Pros and the iPhone.
And some iPod, some widescreen iPod with touch controls.
Yeah,
That's never going to catch on.
3 revolutionary products, guys.
yeah, three. But yeah,
A breakthrough internet communicator.
Yep.
the touchscreen iPod.
And a
I really
revolutionary
think that
mobile
was Steve
phone.
Jobs trolling the Apple rumor mill right there.
That was really funny. Like that was one of the best presentations, and honestly, no one's gonna be able to present like Steve Jobs.
Well,
That's
people were
beside the point.
suspecting that there was going to be a widescreen iPod, and I
Touch
think that was
control.
him trolling the crap out of those people.
and Apple would never do that like nowadays. It's just kind of
Hey guys, let's talk about how the new MacBook Pro is so much better than like this PowerBook 170 from 30 years ago.
Yeah, I've noticed they've been doing that a lot, which they never used to do in the past. But
iPhone remade Apple 10 years ago, now slowing Apple.
yeah, hopefully
Wired.
this year's iPhone knocks it out of the park, or else it's not going to be good.
yeah.
I mean, I like my iPhone 7 and everything, but it's evolutionary, not revolutionary.
Comparative to the clickbait title, it's pretty much just saying that Apple is trying to home in the feature set, I guess, of the iPhone, rather than trying to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
really
people
innovate.
argue that Apple's kind of. Now, again, this is very subjective, but some people are arguing that ever since Apple caved and kind of released the 6 Plus, and then they made the 5 SE, that they've kind of dropped off and trying to completely revolutionize the iPhone again, or completely mess with the design or mess with the formula, or do something that's different, I guess.
I feel like they're going to change up the design this year, though.
I'd hope so.
I mean,
would hope
like-
so. I mean, 4 years running with the same design is kind of boring. Word has it they're going back to the glass and steel that they used for the iPhone 4.
Which would be nice.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I think they could spin it a little differently to make it interesting.
Right.
Yeah, and as far as the MacBook Pro goes,
It's a dank
the
meme.
MacBook Pro.
I
It's a
kind of
dank
have, I mean, that's obviously why Noah and I bought mid 2015s this week, because, we kind of have reservations about the new models.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the upgrade to them is inevitable, but hopefully in like 3 to 5 years when I actually need one, it's going to be better than it is now.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to keep on trucking with my mid 2015 now, though. That I just got, but, it should be fine for the next few years, at least.
Yeah, same here. In fact, mine might last me even longer than Ryan. So
we'll see. I mean, I was planning to just keep on using my late 2013, but I just wanted to get that dank RAM.
yeah.
So yeah,
Alrighty.
now I'm really set.
All right. Now the next topic that's I'm gonna have Chris introduce it.
I was actually looking at the notes. Oh, of course you are.
Oh my god.
So somebody did what some days I wish I could do, and drove a car right through a T-Mobile store. Really, is there much to say about this? Because I mean, that's pretty much exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Well, hence why in the notes I put insert Chris rant here, so you can rant on about T-Mobile.
Honestly, I haven't had much to say about T-Mobile in the last few months because I've been limiting my interactions with them. So anytime
I have a lot to say about AT&T lately, though. Fuck.
Go ahead.
I'm just so tired of like, hey, we've got a promotion, but you have to like do all this shit to qualify for it, and then we're barely even gonna get it to you. Or the whole T-Mobile One Plus thing, where you pay to basically not get saddled by binge on, but you have to message T-Mobile on Twitter every day you want your HD pass to work.
What?
Yeah.
That's
because the
incredibly
app
dumb.
doesn't work reliably, so people have had to just basically message T-Mobile on Twitter and tell them, hey, enable it for this line.
Honestly, like they pulled a complete 180 from the past couple of years. Like now that they got the subscriber base, now they don't care again. And it's like greedy companies, I swear to God. But honestly,
apparently they are looking to merge with Sprint again too, so who knows?
Oh God, I remember that merger.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I say this is somebody who's going to have to deal with them in a couple months here because the girlfriend needs a new phone.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I'm not looking forward to dealing with
in before we hear a story out of California. Man drives Mazda 6 through a T-Mobile store.
No, it's gonna be man drives Honda Accord through AT&T store if they keep this shit up. My phone has been garbage for weeks.
Has it been with just your 7 or your 6S too?
It was crappy with my 6S, but it's gotten worse in the past few weeks, so I don't know.
And before they blame it on your Qualcomm modem.
Well, like it was weird with my 6S because sometimes like it would just completely like screw itself over. Like it would completely drop service for a couple minutes and then it would come back. It was really weird.
You know, I almost have to wonder if that's an iOS 10 issue because I've had that happen on my 6 Plus
Who
and
knows?
on Verizon.
I don't know. All I know is that's very annoying. My service is very, very inconsistent nowadays, and I don't like it.
I mean, we could temporarily swap phones just to see if you can reproduce.
Nice try.
You say this because you say this as I'm the one who kind of hates the 7, but okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you guys want to play Switch?
Oh,
Nintendo Switch, that is.
God.
Oh my god, that was the greatest. That was the
segue.
best transition in this whole damn podcast, dude.
Well,
Wait,
guys,
so
shut it down. That was the best transition we'll ever have, and we just can't top that. Nope.
Yep.
It's
over.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you guys.
It's cold down there from here. So apparently they sold
Anyway,
pre-orders for
Nintendo.
the playing Switch console.
There's a game called 1-2 Switch.
Oh my god.
What's hilarious is that the term Switch is used as something in the gay community. I'm just gonna have people look that up. Not even have to say anything.
Insert that's the joke.jpg.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. They sold out of pre-orders. They're doing decently again, so that's cool.
They'll probably only have like.
Well,
they'll probably only produce 20 at a time, like they always do.
Yeah.
like they did with the Wii.
And now with the NES Classic thing.
All right. Speaking of which, we should move on to the next topic. It's a little more interesting.
I do have a few things to say about the Switch before we move on.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's
I
a
guess
pretty
a
fun
lot
game.
of people were mad at the fact that it costs $300 and we're expecting $250. I really don't think that's that bad of a price increase over rumors. But what a lot of people are angry about is the fact that you have to now pay a subscription fee for the online.
That's with everyone nowadays.
So that's like
But
PSN and
Yeah.
Xbox
Still
Live.
doesn't get online if you think about it. And you know, like with Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus, you get a free game every month, and you get to keep that game so long as you keep your subscription active.
Or on Xbox, you just keep it. But
Yeah.
I didn't know, but so on the Switch, you get a new game every month. Problem is, you can only play it during that month. Once that month, it's pretty much a rental for a month.
Wow.
That's dumb.
That's quite.
I mean, if you have, I wish I had enough time to go through a game in a month.
For real, dude.
Also, another thing is the Pro controller is like $80.
Jesus fuck.
Wow.
As well as the I know the side controllers. I think the combo pack 70 if you get 2, or if you get 1, it's like 50.
Nintendo's going up market, guys.
Yep. That's what a lot of other people are pissed about, is because the Pro controller is basically your standard controller, and it's way more than what, say,
a Wiimote would be.
Or even like a Xbox One or PS4. Yeah.
I got my PS4 controller for like $30. So.
Well, I mean, I was looking up, and a brand new Xbox One controller retails for $65. Same with the PS4 DualShock controller.
Yeah. The awesome thing is Amazon regularly has them on sale, and you can just march into Best Buy and be like, "Price match, plus." And they will do it, no questions asked. It's so awesome. That's kind of what I like. I mean, a little sidestep here. That's kind of what I like about Best Buy, kind of struggling a bit. That's what I kind of like about most, businesses that are kind of struggling a bit. Like, they're not struggling so bad that they're going out of business. but they realize they need to change something or they're going to die. Because they do things like that that just make them genuinely awesome. Like I know Best Buy gets a lot of shit for being genuinely unpleasant to shop at, but I have never had an issue having them price match Amazon for me.
You talking about Best Buy?
Yeah. I just said we were.
I mean, I went into Best Buy today to buy my MacBook Pro, and it was a seamless process. I was in and out of there in like 10 minutes. It was great.
Yeah.
I think they would I think basically they got like some time ago. I forget if they got a new CEO or not, but I think someone within corporate cleaned house.
Yeah.
I mean, that would
'Cause
be
now
cool because, yeah,
it's a
it's
lot better.
nice to have
like,
more
it's a-
stores.
Yeah, pretty much the only shitty part about Best Buy now is the Geek Squad. So
Oh, yeah, for sure. I will always
Hey.
hate the Geek Squad.
Hey, you bought in a computer for something completely unrelated to antivirus and stuff like that, but we're gonna uninstall everything and put WebRoot on it anyway.
Keep in mind, Chris had to deal with the exact same thing like over the week.
Now, like another little side step here, but like that, I had a client who had to go in because they needed a business to basically write a letter to their bank stating that their computer was in fact protected and virus free. And they basically took that opportunity to completely wipe her computer without asking her permission. And the only thing they put back onto it was WebRoot. They didn't put back any of the drivers or the Acer utilities or anything like that. It was a fun mess to clean up. And that just
Yeah.
made my blood boil. Like, how do these clowns stay in business?
Some people just have no morals, dude.
Like the Geek Squad.
Yep.
Anyway, shall we move on to our next topic?
Yep. So we're talking about
Yeah.
Yahoo, and this is actually relevant because my mom's old email account that she hasn't used in years was hacked, and
You
like
my Yahoo, buddy.
as part of the 500 million accounts hacked, and yeah, they were sending spam emails to all of her contacts, and it took
Nice.
me a while to figure out how to change the password so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, Yahoo's password change system, at least last time I had to use it, was quite
Oh, it's so bad, dude. It
Terrible.
took so long for me to figure it out.
In this case, what Yahoo did was they tried to change their password, but they mistakenly changed their name.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, guys, we're gonna rebrand because why the hell not?
We are going to change our name to Alt Tab.
Pretty
I
much.
I want to like shake the guy's hand. Whoever thought of that? Like, wow, dude, you're a brilliant.
Yes, he's probably from the dawn age of the internet because there were a couple websites where you combine that with from the original, like back when the internet was still a new thing. There's Alibaba's one. I forget
Yeah.
the other one.
Which
So, I mean, I guess that name is going to mark the end of Yahoo as we know it.
pretty much
That sounds like a very bad mix between Alibaba and Alta Vista.
Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, Chris. Yep, that's what, because a lot of people were saying that when this name change was first announced. The thing is, what's different about this article is, actually no, maybe this is still similar. The problem is because of the Yahoo hacks, Verizon might back out of the Yahoo deal they were originally in because they started that deal before all this hacking nonsense kind of came to the public's eyes, and yeah.
All right.
yeah, between the two breaches, one of at least 500 million accounts and another over 1 billion more accounts were breached.
The fun thing is the bigger of the breaches, I believe, had already happened by the time the smaller of the breaches was announced, like about like less than a year ago.
Yeah.
They just never disclosed it. So by the time they finally came clean, a big breach had already happened. So when many people were like, "Oh no, Yahoo got breached again," no, they didn't actually. They had already been breached.
Yeah.
Like, yay for being unresponsible.
Yeah, for forming your
Well, I
consumers.
mean, they've been irrelevant for the better part of 5 or 6 years now, so
I mean, we all
So-
think AOL has, but the problem is people still use their dial-up service, let alone their email service.
yeah, that's crazy.
Uh,
My dad still has an Earthlink email address.
Damn son.
Yeah.
Wow. I
And
haven't heard
he
that,
doesn't want to
that
change it
name in a
because
long
like so
time.
much of his business is tied to it, so it'd be a pain in the dick to change it.
I have not heard that name in quite a long time.
We used to have Earthlink internet service, that's why.
Earthlink was a pain in the ass to deal with, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I remember back when I had them, in order to cancel service, you had to mail them a handwritten letter.
Wow.
AOL wasn't any better. They were like Comcast previously was when it comes to keeping you on retention for so long and refusing to cut your internet off.
So they basically grabbed you by the balls.
Yeah, there's a guy that made the situation really popular, and I think he got fired. That was doing it.
All right, well, enough nostalgia. I think we should move on to the next thing, should we not?
Yes, where
Anyway.
Razer lost their 3-screen laptop to Linus. I mean, what?
I was gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. So apparently they had a bunch of, the tri-screen laptops at CES, and then
They never intend on actually making.
so it was just like a concept, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in cutting edge laptop concept, and a couple of them were stolen apparently.
Yep.
That's pretty.
Wait,
That's
there were
pretty
more
funny.
than one?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
were 2, I think, that were
It says
stolen.
2 prototype models were stolen from the Razer booth. The company is offering $25,000 for information leading to the arrest of those responsible. Wow.
Look at Linus. Look at Linus.
Yeah. He just had Luke go in there and snatch him up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While he
That's-
was busy making
wow.
an ass out of himself at the AMD booth.
I mean, if they just kind of left him out and didn't really pay attention to him, really can't really have a ton of sympathy, but
Well,
that is kind of
the story was because I was watching a little bit of the WAN show, admittingly, when they were talking about it. Because yeah, everyone was, of course, Linus had to talk about it because everyone was kind of pointing fingers at him, and supposedly, because they have contacts at Razer, supposedly there was a back room that was unattended because it was like the last day of the show, and typically they're shorthanded on the last day of the show because it's things are just tactic and whatnot. So someone probably they just probably either didn't have enough people to attend it, or they didn't really think of it much as a concern, when obviously it should have been. So there's that.
Well, guys, just go up to Canada, search the LTT warehouse.
the Linus Media
Supposedly.
Group headquarters.
Also, supposedly they mentioned someone posted the prototype on a Chinese eBay sort of clone thing.
I think
Oh,
I read
wow.
that was fake though. So who
Okay.
knows?
Well, I mean, yeah, I won't be surprised.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So now we're getting into some car stuff to kind of close or wrap up the podcast. So that's going to be kind of interesting. Most Australians would know about this, but Americans.
You mean a
really
place in the
follow this.
world where GM doesn't suck?
Pretty much.
Apparently. So as some of you may know, Holden and Ford are actually both canceling or shutting down pretty much. So they're not making the iconic Commodore or the SS anymore. So yeah, but apparently to kind of give their employees a little bit of leeway, they're not going to be firing anybody until they actually close the warehouse. So that'll give them some time to find a new job. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I know that quite a few car enthusiasts are kind of sad about that because it was a rear-wheel drive car with a bunch of power, and those are always fun.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's kind of sad, but
Rip.
it is the way of the world, I guess. And then
Rip the Ford Falcon and rip the Holden Commodore.
yeah,
You know whose Ford Falcon isn't dead? RCR's.
Buddy.
that's true. But he that was a cool build. I really enjoyed that. Okay. Who the hell put this article in? You can't read it
Noah.
unless you have to. Unless you
God
sign
damn
in.
it!
Come
Noah.
on, Noah. Well, I mean, I guess
Okay.
you could just wing it. It's about electric cars, and they're
Yeah,
saying like,
and how it could end car ownership. To be fair, this let me read it when I did force touch on my trackpad.
Wow.
I always find this
So-
kind of funny about people who say that like, oh, electric cars are gonna kill the internal combustion engine cars and all this shit, and I'm just like, not until
No,
charging them
no.
becomes as quick as
Okay.
filling your gas tank. It's not gonna become widespread.
The only thing I so far dislike about electric vehicles with regards to the traditional audio industry or the auto industry,
Audio.
excuse me. Well, Alan was giving me that look, so I autopiloted there for a minute.
when he give you that look.
Alan,
Yeah.
just kind of a sidestep here. The one you just linked is the same.
Oh,
To
it's
read
doing
the
the
full
same
story,
thing.
subscribe now.
I'm not getting that message.
Oh god.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, if you Google for it, you'll find.
That's
if
the thing
you
I
co-
just did. That's how
yeah,
I found
if
that
you come
one.
into it from
Okay,
Google,
well, anyway, we can just kind of branch
Okay.
off in this kind of general
Anyway.
topic.
Anyway, is the thing I hate about electric vehicles is that like it seems like nobody knows how to really charge for them. Like I know the state of California, they want to introduce a per mile tax to recover so-called money that is being lost from the electric vehicle market because they're driving on our roads, they're doing damage to our roads, but they're not paying the taxes.
More roads.
More
Wait.
roads.
When if we
Already
think
screwed up
about
as
it,
is.
really the vehicles that are doing the most damage to the road are semis and big trucks.
Exactly. It's not my little Honda breaking the asphalt. It's these big ass trucks.
Yeah.
That's why you ever notice like how the rightmost lane is always the one that's the most screwed up? It's because big trucks drive in that lane all the time. So I mean, yeah, my little car is not the problem. And if California introduces that stupid tax, then I'm out of here. But anyway, yeah, I don't think that electric cars are going to kill the gas car, especially if the oil industry has anything to do with it. But I mean, it's really just down to convenience. People don't like waiting hours for their car to fill up. So, yeah, until that happens, until they figure out how to, fast charge in 30 seconds, and it's not going to become a thing. But I mean, it's a cool alternative, I guess.
I'm sure even 5 minutes, if they can pull something like that off, people would be willing to wait a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about electric cars because, I'm a car enthusiast and I like engines and manual
Vroom, vroom.
transmissions and stuff. Yeah, and the vroom vroom. So I might be a bit biased. But, yeah. Well, that's just about wraps up all the stories we had for tonight. That should be more than long enough, actually. We kind of rambled for quite a while, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
It isn't about the length, it's about the girth.
Indeed.
yeah, exactly. So yeah. Well, anyway, any closing words, gentlemen?
Memes.
Yeah.
Memes.
So,
All right, cool.
Lots of memes.
do you guys really do you want to play Switch?
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
Swag.
Let's play Switch then.
All right, dude.
But in seriousness, thanks y'all for watching the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Hey.
Bye.
I was about to say next.